Well, that brings all the parodies. Good grief. You wrote one for me, and I remember you saying, "You have a pageant song that you like to sing?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I tell you what, I've got a good song now. It's time for you to move on." And I tell this when I sing the song. It's time for you to realize now you're a professional speaker. You're not the beauty queen anymore, and you were right. And you gave me great advice. And you said, "I'm going to send you from the Phantom of the Opera, Music of the Night, but we're going to change it to I'm the keynote speaker of the night." And the biggest laugh I get is people eating chicken left and right, for I'm the keynote speaker of the night. And I love that. On the edges of their chairs, astonished. I changed it. You said,
okay.
On the edges of their chairs, I put astonished looks. That's when I start to sell my books.
Perfect.
But the original lyric was, on the edges of their chairs, their mouths agape.
It's when I start to sell my tapes, but nobody sells tapes anymore, so it wouldn't work. So you got to update.
Yes, so I want you to talk about Bristol Myers. I've still got that VHS from Bristol Myers you sent me. That was brilliant.
I was hired by Bristol Myers Squibb, pharmaceutical company. They were having an event, 50 cardiologists and spouses, to promote 4 different drugs that they were wanting them to use. And one was a hypertension drug. Let's see, Avapro. I still remember some.
It was Avapro.
Avapro, yeah. And there was a new drug for diabetes that you didn't have to. The first time they came out with a pill, kind of like a metformin, an oral pill or drug where you didn't have to take an injection. And they wanted me to write a show, and so I put together the entertainment that night. Now, usually they have to have a lecture for at least a half an hour in order for that event to be considered legal or to write it off, or for whatever reason. They have to learn something at these events. It can't be just pure entertainment. Well, I took 8 songs from The Sound of Music, rewrote the lyrics specifically about being in the health community, healthcare, and in some specifics about the drugs themselves. And I did all the research, looking at all the inserts in the boxes that come with the drugs, and learn what some of the problems are, what it solves, and so forth. And wrote 8 songs. And so I brought in LaDonna Gatlin and Steve Rizzo. And so LaDonna would do her normal singing thing, the baby sister of the Gatlin brothers. And then Steve would do his humor thing on stage. And then the grand finale was this 20-minute, 8 songs from The Sound of Music but all the lyrics were rewritten. And I think my brother Mark, I had a gig somewhere else, and my brother Mark had to MC. And they got 2 standing ovations in the middle of the show, which was great. And of course I missed it. But it was funny. And the thing was, they ran my lyrics, the show, past their legal departments, and you don't need to have a lecture. The lyrics are so accurate in what they talk about, the actual indications of these pharmaceuticals. We don't have to have a doctor give a lecture at it. So that's pretty
cool. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I've shared what I heard on the VHS so many times, and talk about how brilliant you are with doing parodies. I don't know, you have a part of your brain that really is amazing in that area. You've got to.
Some people would consider it warped, but go ahead.
You consider it what?
Warped.
Well, it's a little bit. I get that. But all right, now correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to sing one. I'm 116 over 217. My heart's about to blow. Receptor blocker for your TikToker. Baby, take Avapro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that it?
It was you're 216 over 117. Your heart's about to blow. So yes, it's that song from
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music, but instead of 16, you're 16 going on 17, which is the original, and I just did it by 100 for the indication. But Avapro was the drug we were promoting there. Yeah. The other one was let's see. No more injections for type 2 diabetes. Aid circulation in your hands and your feeties. Give up the needle. It's not a mirage. When I prescribe just for you, glucophage. And so again, that was right out of the literature they gave me. And somehow
What?
I even rhymed for some, I forget how it went, but I rhymed the word myocardial infarction somehow for them, and then the halls are alive with the sounds of mucus, just
That was
so,
funny. And then there is a chart with a man with a goiter.
we're picking at
I
his
love
rear
Carlos climb every mountain.
picking at his rear course, a hemorrhoiders, yeah. So it really went well. But the thing is, it was fun. They were entertained, but they
Oh,
actually learned what the client wanted them to learn about those drugs. If you get a lecture from a doctor who's not a professional speaker
oh yeah.
talking about this stuff with a bad PowerPoint, you're not going to remember any of that stuff.
No.
The spouses who were not physicians there remembered the stuff about those particular drugs. So
That's just
it's a
brilliant.
powerful tool. I mean, I think parody done right is a powerful learning tool.